How does one transition from the live launch online course model, where you have a big push to get people into your online course, close down enrollment, and then run through the program, to an evergreen business model or evergreen online course model, where people can go through the course at any point in time? Maybe it's a little bit more self-paced and you have some sort of support that goes along with that. That might be a Facebook group or monthly coaching calls. This transition is definitely harder than it seems at first glance. I have been investigating it myself for my own business over the past year. And so in this video, I want to turn around and share what I've learned with you so that you can save time, money, and energy from having to figure this out on your own. I'm Amanda Horvath, and I help eliminate the obstacles to getting you sitting where I'm sitting right now, in front of the camera, sharing your message with the world. So if you're ready to use video in your strategy this year, then be sure to subscribe and click the bell to be notified every time I release a new video. And for the fastest way to get up and running on your video journey, be sure to check out the free resources that are linked in the description below. Now, I want to preface this video by saying I am still very much in this transition and on the learning curve of making this happen myself. When I first got started, I thought, oh, I'll be able to hit $10,000 to $15,000 a month in no time. After all, I had already created an online course that had already made $100,000. I knew that people wanted it. It was what the market needed. And I had figured out how to launch it and have a good marketing message to where it shouldn't have been that challenging to take it from this live course model in order to get it to the evergreen model, selling all the time in the background. And boy, was I wrong. There is a lot that goes into this, and the two worlds of live launching versus evergreen are entirely different. So in this video, I want to break down 3 things that I wish that I knew when I was first getting started so that you can have a framework for how to think about this for yourself and how to approach it in a way that will actually get you up and running way quicker than I have. Now, before we dive into it, I want to give you a quick overview of what my online course is so that you can see how it might be different from what it is that you want to do. So I have a signature course. It's called Launch with Video, and I break down the entire transformation from how to get started online, from being incredibly awkward and anxious on camera to having raving fans that adore you and want to buy from you. And we talk about everything from content strategy in terms of what to say, where to post, and how to convert viewers to buyers. And then we dive into how to master video production to where it's fun and easy. And I really give you the entire system that I use for producing videos on this channel, as well as within my online course and other video marketing tactics that I use within my business. So in short, it's everything that you need to launch your online presence with video. And I do have additional coaching calls that go along that everyone gets access to. There's Zoom monthly coaching calls. So it is a course, self-paced course, plus the coaching calls, plus a Facebook group. So that's the structure of what I am selling. But for now, let's dive into what I wish I knew when I was first taking that course from the live launch model to the evergreen model. Lesson 1, decide your approach. The hardest part about making this transition is that there's not one way to do it. There are so many different models that you can follow, and so it starts with a lot of investigation to determine which model is going to fit the lifestyle that you want. So I want to cover the ones that I looked at really quickly to kind of point you in the right direction. Now, if you've been watching this channel, you know that I'm someone that likes to learn from the pros and iterate from there. I am not trying to reinvent the wheel necessarily. So I'm going to cover the different people that I looked at, different influencers and the different courses that I looked at in order to determine which model I wanted to use. So the first is Sunny Lenarduzzi's Authority Accelerator program. And I did end up joining this program. It's a $5,000 program, which is quite a hefty price tag. And this program is primarily based on selling over the phone. And that is not exactly the business model that I want to be able to do. I really do want to have a passive income stream where my course is selling in the background and students are coming in without me having having to actively be in that area. And so when I joined this program, I really joined it because she promotes how to sell an evergreen course using YouTube. And so I went that direction because obviously this is a YouTube channel and I was curious what she was teaching. But ultimately, that business model boiled down to phone sales. And that wasn't exactly what I wanted to do. The next course that I had considered, and I was kind of back and forth between, was from Mariah Cause. And this is a $10,000 program where you are actually getting access to her team. They will review your funnels, they will give you feedback, and it's a little bit more of a coaching program in a way than a course. That whole concept is based around selling within your DMs. So this is still very much an active strategy. It's not a passive strategy for making money. I did not want to do that. And personally, it's painful to have to respond to tons of DMs to the point where at some point in time, I stopped posting Instagram stories because my DMs were so packed that I just couldn't keep up. And so that is not a strategy that I'm necessarily looking to incorporate either. So I passed on that offer. The next one that I found was from Haley Burkhead, and she has what she calls the never-ending sales funnel. And this uses email marketing. Quick timeout. This light just shut off in the background while saying that, so let's fix that. All right, the light is fixed, so let's get back to it. The third strategy that I discovered is this concept from Haley Burkhead, and I think she actually got it from another course that she took that I also looked into, but I can't remember what it is at the time of filming this video. I apologize. But the concept is that once someone kind of comes into your world, you're going to have this long email sequence follow-up that they get added into that will slowly convert them over time to be able to buy your course. And you take that strategy and you stack it on top of affiliate marketing. So you go on different people's podcasts, you promote your training, people opt into that. And after a certain amount of time, that affiliate doesn't get commission anymore. And you just have this long email sequence that is going to convert them over time. The fourth one that I discovered was Launch by Jeff Walker. And this is a 3-part video series. He likes to do it live, so it is a live launch model. But he recently came out with an iteration of his book that talks about the Evergreen version of it. And I was attracted to this one because I personally teach a 3-part video series strategy within my online course that works really, really well in terms of a lead magnet. So I thought, oh, that could be kind of cool to incorporate what he teaches and test out my strategies as well and see if I could make that method work. Now, in addition to these that I've mentioned, there are so many others. There are tons of people online teaching this stuff. And so the first step really is to look at what is out there in the market and what is going to fit your specific energy level. Because if you've also been following this channel for a while, you know I'm a big fan of human design, and we are not all designed equally. I am a non-energy type and don't have a ton of energy to be getting on phone calls or constantly DMing individuals. So tap in with what you think is going to work best for you and learn from those that have done it in the past. Lesson 2, hire versus DIY. Once you have decided your approach, the next step is to decide whether or not you're going to do it yourself or you are going to hire other people to do it with you. Now, this was a big decision for me. I had gone through and I had done it myself via taking online courses so many times in the past that I was kind of ready to hire people to help me out. And there are several different ways to go about this. So this is kind of what I've learned from my investigation of making it happen. So I would say the first 3 months was really looking at all these different business models that I could use. Then the next 3 months, even up to 6 months, was looking at different people that I could hire in order to help me execute whatever model I chose. So The ways that you can go about this, you can either hire independent contractors to fill in the gaps. So that's specific copywriters, automation specialists, people to design sales pages, people to do ads. There's all these different components that are going to go into the Evergreen course model that weren't necessarily there with the live launch model, or if they were, it was only a short period of time. With this, you might want to consider, do I want to hire these individuals and me fill in the gaps in the other areas? Or do I want to go with a full house agency that does it all under one roof? Now, if you do that, a lot of agencies are going to take profit off the top of the whatever you end up selling with working with them. So usually it's like once you cover cost, we're taking 20% of profits. And so that's kind of a downside of going with the agency route, which seems better and might save you money initially, but over time, you might have to pay more. Now, to kind of ground this in reality and once again tell you how I approached this, what I ended up doing, at least in the first iteration, was I ended up choosing the Jeff Walker 3-part video series launch model. I read his book. I did not take his course because it wasn't open at the time. And at the time, it did not have the Evergreen launch product in there. So it was very much based on the live course model. In his process, he does like these 2-hour long lives in order to convert people that's dripped out over a 3-day period. And I don't know about you, I'm not gonna stick around for a 2-hour live and watch it. I'm just not going to. So I thought, well, if he can do a 2-hour one, maybe I do a 10-minute one, which kind of went against my gut feeling that you need a bingeable video series that someone can just fly through versus one dripped out over 3 days. So I was like, okay, I'll try it. I'll try the 3-day. We'll do a little bit of longer videos and we'll see how it works. So I was focused on the video side of things, which is obviously my genius zone. And then I hired a copywriter to help with the email strategy side of things. So she was both a copywriter as well as a launch strategist to kind of pull it together. And then in addition to her, I also hired a paid ads person that was going to be able to kind of put gas on the fire on the fire once we actually have the whole system set up. The concept was that once we build this model, then we can scale it with the ads and see how it does. Which brings us to point number 3. Lesson 3, testing is everything. This was a big lesson that I wish I knew from the beginning, and it would have changed the way that I would approach the hiring process, which I then had to go back through months later and switch up my strategy, which we'll get to in a second. So testing truly is everything when it comes to this stuff, and that's because things are constantly changing and evolving. So what ended up happening, I put in all this effort to create this video series and create the email sequence and get it ready to run ads to. But then iOS decided to take away a lot of the permissions to where essentially, long story short, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, they weren't working as well as they used to. And this was a very challenging time to start the paid ads process. And what I very quickly discovered was that it was going to take a lot of testing and tweaking in terms of testing different offers, to grab people's attention, different emails as well, and just constantly tweaking to try new things to see what was eventually going to stick with these various different audiences. So when I hired an individual paid traffic person that was just focused on running the ads, and she came back to me with notes on how we could change things to make things better, it was on my shoulders to be able to make all of those changes. And at this point, I was very burned out in the end of the first trimester of my pregnancy and did not have the energy to go back and try to change the funnel. So at this stage, this is where the benefit of working with an agency comes in, even if they are taking profits, because they can iterate a lot faster and do each of these moving parts instead of having to have someone reach out to me from a paid ads standpoint and say, hey, we need to change this. And then I need to go out and hire and communicate with individual contractors to write new emails, create new sales pages, and all that jazz. It's a lot. So in the end, I ended up hiring an agency that is a full agency. We came up with a flat fee rate in the initial beginnings, and then we'll be able to renegotiate the contract as well. So that's kind of another tip that I have for you, is find individuals that will work with you in terms of the price points so that you can grow together and win together. Because ultimately, you can't do this all on your own. You are going to need a team if you are going the evergreen route and don't want to do it all yourself. So the next iteration that we are trying within my business is to put together my evergreen webinar funnel. And this, we are taking one of the webinars that worked from a previous live launch, and we are making it to where people can watch it at any point. I am calling it a training. I have put tons and tons of work into it, and over the last 3 weeks have been mentioning it in my videos. So you might have seen it by now. I would love to know your opinion on it. Go ahead and drop those in the comment section below if you are willing. I have incorporated a new email strategy with that, and we are going to kind of iterate and test from here to see what works and what doesn't work, and also scale that with paid traffic as well to find a new audience outside of just the YouTube audience. Because when you are doing evergreen, even if you have a solid online presence, which is absolutely essential to making money online, in my opinion, you also need to be able to scale with paid traffic, which is an entirely different strategy than getting your organic traffic to convert. All right, we have dove into the weeds on this one, but I hope it was helpful for you. I know a lot of you are out there wanting to do this same thing, and so hearing the breakdown of how this all happens can be really helpful. And if you want to have someone that gets it to talk through the strategy and to kind of weave through these different decisions for your specific business, then I do have coaching services that I offer on my website. I will link to that in the description below, and I would love to hop on a call with you. Otherwise, please be sure to click like if this video is helpful, drop your questions in the comment section below, and I will hit you back. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.